Memorial Day is more than just a 3-day weekend. Every year, Americans fire up the grill, head to the lake. We watch sales commercials and enjoy a long weekend. But Memorial Day was never meant to simply mark the beginning of summer. It was created for something far deeper, to honor the men and the women who gave their lives defending this nation and the freedoms that we often take for granted. On this episode, I'd like to talk to you about where Memorial Day came from, why it started, what it truly means, and why remembering the fallen still matters in America.
Welcome to another episode of Larry's Rants, Raves, and Reviews! Now, it's the moment that you have all been waiting for. Here comes the man, the myth, the legend, my papa! Here's Larry!
After the Civil War ended in 1865, America was devastated. More than 600,000 Americans had died. Fathers, sons, brothers, neighbors. Communities across the country began holding tributes to soldiers who never came home. People would gather at cemeteries and decorate graves with flowers and flags and prayers. You see, I'm actually old enough to remember the original name, Decoration Day. Some of you are old enough to remember that as well. One of the largest observances happened on May 30th in 1868 after General John Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic called for a national day to honor Union soldiers who died in the Civil War. Now, May 30th was actually chosen because flowers would be blooming across the country. Over time, World War I, the holiday expanded to honor all of our American military personnel who died in service to the nation. Not just the Civil War soldiers, but all of them in all the wars. In 1971, Memorial Day officially became a federal holiday observed on the last Monday in May. A lot of Americans actually confuse Memorial Day and Veterans Day, but they're not the same. You see, Veterans Day honors everyone who has served in the military, living or deceased. Memorial Day, however, is specifically designed to celebrate and honor those who died while serving our country. This is the day we remember those who never got to come home, never got to grow old, and never got to hug their families again. You see, this holiday is all about sacrifice. Freedom is often talked about casually in America, but every freedom that we enjoy came with a price. The right to speak freely, the right to worship, the right to vote, the right to live without the fear of tyranny. Those rights were defended by ordinary Americans willing to do extraordinary things. You see, it was our teenagers who stormed the beaches in Normandy. Young men froze in Korea. Americans fought through the jungles of Vietnam. Troops sacrificed in Iraq and Afghanistan. And many, they never returned home. You see, folks, Memorial Day reminds us freedom is not automatic. Someone paid the price and paid the ultimate price. In today's fast-moving culture, remembrance is fading. Memorial Day still matters. I'm afraid that Memorial Day for many people has become mattress sales, cookouts, vacations, and simply a day off work. There's nothing wrong at all with enjoying time with your family. In fact, those are freedoms to gather and to celebrate. Those are freedoms that our soldiers fought for and gave to us. But somewhere along the way, America risks forgetting the meaning behind the holiday, Memorial Day. Memorial Day should cause us to pause and reflect. Reflect and think about who sacrificed for us. What kind of country are we preserving? Are we honoring their legacy as well? And are we doing a good job at honoring that? Here's what I would say. A nation that forgets sacrifice eventually forgets gratitude. Some of the traditions and symbolisms around Memorial Day that maybe you know and maybe you don't. Of course, many Americans visit cemeteries and memorials on Memorial Day. They put American flags, they go and they place them on the graves of their loved ones. Families remember lost loved ones and often visit the graveside and get together and talk about those who never got to come home. Even communities, well, they'll hold parades and ceremonies. Here's one that you may not know, a tradition that you may not know about is that at 3 p.m. local time, there is also what is known as a national moment of remembrance. Now that's a time that Americans pause for a minute to honor the fallen. It's a moment of silence. The American flag is also flown at half-staff until noon. But then we raise the flag to full staff after that. Now what that symbolizes is the mourning for the dead while also honoring the living and the resolve of the nation that they defended. I have to say, as a personal reflection, when I think about Memorial Day, I think about the countless families who received folded flags instead of welcome home hugs. I think about the empty chairs at dinner tables. I think about Americans who gave absolutely everything for people they would never even meet. Think about that. So what I would suggest today is no matter what our politics, no matter what our background may be, or even our disagreements, Memorial Day should unite us with gratitude. As Americans, I hope that you enjoy this Memorial Day. I hope that we do more than just celebrate a long weekend. I hope we remember why we have Memorial Day in the first place. You see, Memorial Day is not about death. Memorial Day is about honor, and it's about sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice, which brings the ultimate honor. It's about remembering those who believed America was worth giving their all. absolutely everything. So in closing, all I could say is the least that we could do is on Memorial Day, remember those that died for our freedoms and for our country. I hope that you have a blessed and wonderful Memorial Day, and I pray that you will have a wonderful day.